a beautiful Saturday afternoon. We are going on with the touchline here on Y254. It is Mother Sports and it is Y254 Sports Magazine show where we discuss everything that deals with football, athletics, motor, GP and everything. It is a day that we are going to see Chelsea play Liverpool tomorrow on Sunday, but today we'll be having Stoke City play Crystal Palace in the first match. Everton will be playing Southampton, but don't remember last night Manchester United were poor as poor can be. Hope I've said that right. On my immediate left is Freddie Openda, diehard Arsenal fan who is joining us today. We'll be hearing his thoughts on when it comes to Arsene Wenger, but also my co-host here today, Ronnie Aloyo, a sports journalist, is here with us today, and we are going on to talk about many matters that are happening in the football world. But we have got to start with one thing that happened yesterday, and that is legendary Liverpool captain Steven Gerrard being named as Rangers boss for the next 4 years. Can he make it? He's a rookie boss as they come. At the age of 37, he's taking over as the head coach of Rangers in Scotland. Can Steve G make it?
Okay, what I can say is the Scottish League is not that competitive, but it gives him a platform to kickstart his managerial career. Remember where from the likes of Zidane started from the Castilla team, and now he's up there. So right now, Rangers is actually one of the two best teams in Scotland. So it will really give him a platform to come against his former boss Rodgers, in order to maybe to show us his credentials of management. Anyway, as I can say, that platform is well placed, and he can become a good coach, I believe. So it's up to him to take up that challenge and show us what he can do.
Ronnie, is it a big step for Steven Gerrard? Is it a good place for him to start, or it's one hell of a job for him to be head coach of Rangers?
You get the feeling that masters were once amateurs at some point.
Yes.
So, Gerrard is now an amateur and is 37 years old, been handed a 4-year contract for a league, might not be so elite as the English Premier League, but it's one of the top leagues up there.
Yes.
So it's a tough one. He's been coaching the Liverpool youth sides.
Yes.
At some point he declined a job at MK Dons. So it's going to be interesting for him for the 4 years, although with 3 matches to play, he's not going to be in charge. The assistants will be in charge, but the big test for him will first be when the transfer window opens, who exactly he signs for Rangers. Then now the job begins, the job on the field, but now the job proper begins in the transfer window when he signs. It will be very key to see who he signs and what players he brings on board. You cannot really at this point say what his coaching philosophy is, but one thing you can be sure he's a decorated player, a legend for that matter, so it will be interesting to see how well he does at Rangers. It's a big task for him, really.
Well, can Gerrard follow in the footsteps of Pep Guardiola and Zinedine Zidane from playing to management, and they won trophies, and they'll be going head-to-head against his former coach Brendan Rodgers in Scotland, who is actually coaching Celtic at the moment and is on his way on lifting the Scottish Premier League. So many things happened in the course of the week, and that was the semi-finals, second leg of the UEFA Champions League and also the Europa League. We've got to start with the UEFA Champions League semi-finals. Real Madrid making it into the finals 4 years. In 5 years now, 4 times Real Madrid have made it into the knockout stages, and actually 4 times now into the finals. Can they go ahead and win it 3 times in a row? But the big story has got to be Liverpool. After 13 years, Jurgen Klopp, 2 years in Liverpool, has managed to carve Liverpool into the final of the Champions League. How good is Liverpool, Fred, as we are speaking today?
Let me tell you, my friend, Liverpool are good. Right now, I think if they started that thing early in the season, right now maybe we would be speaking another language concerning the league,
yes,
which is already gone with Man City. What I like about Liverpool is now they have that X factor which the previous coaches have not been able to put into that team. Klopp, as we know him from the times at Dortmund, he's someone who is always passionate about football, and that's what gives this Liverpool the X factor. They are good on counter-attacks. What has really let them down this season is their defense.
Yes.
Remember even the second leg at Roma, they were very, very lucky, trust me, because if that handball had been given as a penalty, then trust me, Liverpool were out. But maybe the referees didn't see that, and it went on. They did concede 2 goals in a space of very, very few minutes, ending the game. As was the first leg. Remember, Liverpool were 5-0 up in the first leg, and then you concede 2 goals in a space of 7 minutes. This is a Champions League match, you cannot do such kind of things. You can't concede away goals like that,
Ronnie, is that what is going to injure Liverpool in the final? Because now they are going to play against Real Madrid. 2 times they have won it in a row, and they are extremely experienced when it comes to the Champions League.
It's interesting. It's a very interesting Champions League final that's building up.
Yes.
Just to recap on Klopp, I think Klopp has done very well for Liverpool. 2 years and about 8 months.
Yes.
He's built together a very good side, and in the next 2 or 3 seasons, he's going to be a team that can comfortably conquer Europe.
Yes.
But to go back to their match against Real Madrid, I doubt you can say with certainty that Madrid will beat Liverpool. In fact, in my opinion, I almost think Madrid is sleepwalking towards another hammer from Liverpool, because if you look at it from a neutral point of perspective, either side can score 4, 5, 6 goals.
Yes.
But again, both sides can score 6 goals. In fact, I saw someone say the match is likely to end 9-9 because their defensive setups are terrible.
Yes.
Then their attacks are also quite efficient. But if you look at Madrid has been on and off. They have their positives, but you really cannot trust them to finish the job early. Liverpool, as he says, is a good side, but their match against Roma also puts questions into their tactics, because then you begin to wonder, are they really good? They conceded against Roma and were almost to be knocked out, because if you look at that match, had the referee added just 3 more minutes, Roma would have knocked Liverpool out. So by that result, you really start putting questions to Liverpool. Are they that good as people say, or are they just still maturing?
In that it is a 50-50 contest when we go to the 26th final on May between Liverpool and Real Madrid.
Indeed, but for me, I tend to think all factors put together, I think Real Madrid is the better side. They certainly have the pedigree. Marcelo is quoted saying that we are Real Madrid, so to say that who we are, we can do the job. This Real Madrid side has been excellent. If you look at the Cristiano Ronaldo factor in that team, he's added so much in, and no team has been able to achieve what this Real Madrid side has achieved. Because look at the Bayern side of 2013. At that time, around that time, people were talking of the fruits of football development, developing talent slowly. But that Madrid team, that Bayern team didn't live long. The Barcelona side, there was a time Barcelona was known as Barcelona of Cruyff and so
the Johan Cruyff boys.
Indeed, again, that Barcelona side didn't live to that edge. But the Madrid of today has really achieved so much, has conquered Europe, and is just a win away from again making it 3 in a row.
And then I was asking myself this question: How has Marcelo been out of the spotlight for so long? People talk of Ramos in the Madrid defense, but people don't talk about Marcelo.
They don't see his impact in defense.
I don't know why. Because this guy has really done beautifully well for that team, defensively and going forward. You know, this guy scored a goal against Bayern. You know,
Yes.
I think people have really overrated maybe Ramos. Yes, he's a good defender, but they have also underrated Marcelo. You know,
Can that be the reason as to why Zinedine Zidane seemed to be performing? Because when you look at many journalists out there, many football pundits, they usually say Zinedine Zidane is a clapping coach and all that. But they seem to underrate him, yet that's how he's performing now. What do you make of all this?
For me, actually, Zidane is very lucky to be still at Madrid at this point, because there was a point this season in the league he was not performing.
They really
well.
slipped out of form.
Indeed,
Yeah.
he was facing a Barcelona side. He was contesting for the league with a Barcelona side that had just lost Neymar, and one of the worst Barcelona sides in many, many seasons. So I think on the domestic league he underperformed.
Yes.
I don't want to say he's a great coach really, because
They just say he's starting out and he has started well.
yeah, sure. That's the thing.
Yeah.
And he got a good thing.
Yes.
So being a great coach, I tend to differ.
It will take time for Zinedine Zidane to come up to that moment. But also, it was about the Europa League, and also Arsenal. You are going to bid Arsene Wenger goodbye without a trophy this season. The final on 16th May will be Olympic Marseille versus Atletico Madrid. Your match versus Atletico Madrid seems that Atletico was the better side against Arsenal.
Let me recap again. I like the sound when you say that we're bidding Arsene Wenger goodbye. You know, I like that. I think there is this X factor as years have gone by that Wenger missed. You know, when you look at our games against Atletico Madrid,
Yes.
you know, these games were games to be won. It was a game. Actually, it was a fixture to be won on the first game. On the home game against Atletico Madrid.
Yes.
This guy is one of the guys got matching orders on the 9th minute. You know, you're playing against 10 men for entirely like an entire game.
Yes.
You know, you consider an away goal. How? You know,
Yes.
and these are some of the things that Wenger's failed to instill into this team.
Yes.
You know, look at Mourinho. If I give you an example. Mourinho will tell you to the face, man. He will even tell the media.
Yes.
But look at Wenger. Because he makes a silly mistake. We concede an away goal in the Europa League against 10 men.
Yes.
And then you're going to the Calderon. You know, what do you expect? You're going to be kicked out. Although the second leg, Arsenal had their chances. You know, they would have scored. Ramsey missed a very, very good chance. They would have scored. But as I've told you, it's the X factor which is missing in that team. And
Yes.
I hope the next coach who comes in, the likes of Enrique and Lotti, the guys who are being touted around, will be able to bring this X factor to the team in order to take this team forward. And I know and I believe that they can achieve great things as the years come by.
Diego Simeone banned for 4 matches, but he has managed to get his team to the final. He seems to be going all the way for the Europa League final against Marseille right now.
It's a deserved final, really. It would have been unfair for football for Arsenal to qualify for that final.
Really? Really? Come on.
Because that Arsenal side has been poor this season. Probably this is the worst season for Arsene Wenger in his 22-year career at the Emirates. So it would have been very unfair for them to progress.
Yes.
You remember, Atletico got a red card, I think, in the 10th minute at the Emirates. And for the better part of the match, Arsenal were completely unable to break them down.
Yes.
In fact, it's Atletico who were the better side, and they ended up getting a late goal from Antoine Griezmann. So for me, at times it happens, there are never happy endings, and that's the case for Arsene Wenger.
Yes.
He's bowing out of Arsenal, hasn't done anything in Europe, hasn't won the Champions League, hasn't won the Europa now, which he really had banked on. So well, it just speaks so much about his last years at Arsenal. But you really get the feeling that his time was up.
Yes.
His time as a manager was up. That's almost the same case as Jose Mourinho, that there was a time these managers were so good.
Yes.
But the football world is changing, and it's changing very fast. So those who cannot adapt like Mourinho, like Wenger, then their time is up.
Yeah. And actually, one of the biggest failures for Arsene Wenger has to be Europe, because he did not manage anything in Europe. He lost the final to Barcelona in 2006, also in 2000. In 2000, so it was bad for him. So we have got many matches happening this afternoon. Manchester United actually lost 1-0 yesterday to Brighton. Have a very poor Manchester United we saw yesterday, Fred.
True, that's true. Very, very poor. You know, I was looking at Mourinho on the bench, and I was like, this guy was in his mind saying, what the hell is happening in this pitch, you know? Manchester United ended up playing into Brighton's hands, you know. Manchester United, there was a time they were completely digging deep against Brighton, you know. That doesn't happen on a normal match day, you know.
Yes.
Yeah, they ended up digging deep, and Brighton got them. They scored a goal, and I remember it was around it wasn't the second half, right?
The second half.
The second half, and they did dig deep, as was Man United doing in the first half. They got their goal, they got their 3 points, and they're riding the Premier League. You know.
So Mourinho was blaming the players yesterday and saying that, you see, you people keep saying that, why didn't you feel this player? Why didn't you feel this player? I hope this is the last time you're asking me about that, because you've seen it. So he was simply trying to point an accusing finger at Anthony Martial, Juan Mata, and Rashford, you know, because they really were poor on the day. This is the second time that Manchester United has been that poor. You remember against, probably the third time, because against Sevilla they were poor, against West Brom, the side that has been relegated. Hit them 1-0 at Old Trafford. So technically Mourinho has lost to all the 3 promoted Premier League sides, and he's blaming the players, which leaves a big question really. I also think Mourinho will not last at United too long.
For a very long time, because I also saw pundits, more so Gary Neville, a former United captain, coming out, and bookmakers are saying Mauricio Pochettino is next in line to take over from Jose Mourinho.
but you also got to give credit to Brighton. They played very well. They have an excellent manager, Chris Hughton. He's built a very good side. In fact, Chris Hughton said when he played the first 3 matches, he knew this side will stay in the Premier League. So for Brighton, you could see the character. In fact, Mourinho said, he told his players that if you could only play with the same ambition and spirit and energy as Brighton, then you could have won this match. So also credit to Brighton.
Which United never had yesterday. So this match is at 2:30 today. Stoke City will be playing Crystal Palace. FC Bournemouth will be playing Swansea City at 5 p.m. and also other matches at 5 p.m. will be Leicester City versus West Ham, Watford versus Newcastle United, West Bromwich Albion versus Tottenham Hotspur, then Everton at 7:30 versus Southampton. On Sunday tomorrow will be Manchester City versus Huddersfield, Arsenal versus Burnley, Chelsea versus Liverpool, Swansea City versus Southampton. Just briefly before we talk about the El Clasico that will be happening also this weekend, Chelsea and Liverpool. Will Liverpool have the guts to go against Chelsea this on Sunday tomorrow?
Of course they have. Of course, Liverpool has the guts to go even against Manchester City. Remember in the Champions League, you know, they have the guts to go against anyone, even Real Madrid. So I think tomorrow's match will be all about tactics, and whoever has that X factor which I've been talking about in the program, you know, Chelsea are playing at Stamford Bridge, so that will give them an extra edge against Liverpool, you know. But Liverpool are also a good side. A good side. The likes the PFA Player of the Year, you know, Salah is there. You have we have Firmino. We have Sadio Mane, you know. Then that team attacking, you know. What will give Chelsea an edge aside from being home will be the defensive fatalities of Liverpool, you know. Liverpool are not that good defensively. So I think I guess Conte will start Giroud up front as compared to Morata. You know, Morata has been out of form. and Giroud has become one of the favored centre forward after arriving at Chelsea. We have Hazard also, who plays at a false 9 and is very fast, and that will give Liverpool problems defensively. I give it to Chelsea.
Well, it will be a big match this afternoon. Liverpool going to Stamford Bridge against Chelsea tomorrow in the afternoon. One thing that we learned from the Champions League that happened, Ronnie, via the midweek is that when Liverpool makes substitutes, those substitutes don't live up to the expectations of the fans. You remember the 5-2 against Roma in the first leg, Danny Ings coming in and all that. In the second leg, it was pretty much the same thing. Now, if Klopp is going to rest his most favored first 11 and let's say mix it with some of the likes of Danny Ings who are coming from the substitute bench, they don't have a chance against the Chelsea side that has had a bit of a week to rest.
I tend to think that this is the best time to face Liverpool this afternoon, this weekend, because they're coming in from the Champions League. Then also the players are really fatigued, and they're also looking at the final, which is coming up on May 26th. So it's a busy schedule for them. I'm sure Klopp will want to keep his best players as fit as possible for this one and injury free, especially also after losing out Oxlade-Chamberlain to an injury a few weeks ago. So for Chelsea, I think on paper Chelsea has the better hand in this tie. They are more likely to win this one. For Antonio Conte, he said that they're looking at finishing in the top 4, which looks like a tall order for them, But to realize that dream, then a win to this weekend would be important.
More so for Conte, because winning the Premier League and then getting out of the top 4 is really hard for him.
It's a hard pill, It's a very, very bitter pill for him.
Although he has a shot at the FA against Man United, but the FA really cannot be equal to the Premier League in your opinion, and won't save his career.
No, let me tell you. I remember Mourinho didn't win the league in Madrid, It's the Copa del Rey, I think, which kept him over there. Wenger, it's the FA which kept him at Arsenal last season. I think if he goes
for Abramovich, the FA doesn't count.
I don't think there's a coach under Abramovich who has come under that scrutiny, like you have to win the FA. Right now, Conte has to win the FA. If he wins that FA Cup, then I think he may have a chance next season to prove himself again.
Speaking of the FA, Mourinho was quoted saying that if he doesn't win the FA, critics will kill him.
You see that?
He needs it more than Conte. Let's move on to Barcelona and Real Madrid. The big question, Rodney, will be, can Real Madrid manage to break the unbeaten run of Barcelona this season?
I think it's from 2016, Madrid has not beaten Barcelona. Barcelona is unbeaten this season, and they're just at 4 matches away from being invincibles. They've won the title, that's given, but now they're chasing another title again, the invincible titles. No team in Spain has achieved that feat. I think for Barcelona to do that, it will be a great result for them. Also, as I've said earlier, it's one of the most depleted Barcelona sides we've seen in a long time. So there's the possibility of them doing that. I doubt also that Madrid will come into this one with all the energy like they've done in the Champions League. So for me, Barcelona has the upper hand in this one. Although I just think Madrid might spoil the party for them, but it will end in a draw, not a win for Madrid.
What do you make of this one? Can Madrid manage to beat Barcelona?
I don't think so. I don't think they'll be able to go to the Camp Nou and beat the guys. They are unbeaten all season long in the league. I think, as Ronnie has said, the league is gone. They have taken the league, but now they have this invincible title, which I'm ashamed of talking about here. The great Arsenal.
They're going to take it back to Arsenal, the invincible side.
They have this title of the invincibles to conquer. The way Madrid has been playing lately in the league will be a bit pill for them to take, because right now Barcelona are informed, okay, they got beaten by Roma,
Yes.
they're out of the Champions League, you know, this is the only competition left, I think, and the Copa del Rey against Sevilla. You
Yes.
know. So I think they'll go all out for this Invincible title, and the worst results for Barcelona will be a draw, or they win.
Ron, I think Liverpool, Real Madrid is like Liverpool. They are more of a cup competition team than a league team, considering that when it comes to the Champions League, which is a cup competition, Real Madrid turns on another gear. They go back to the league, they play dull football. I might be wrong, but I think it's the same way. So Barcelona knows how to play both ways, and they can take on Madrid and win actually that game.
Barcelona were, although they, as I've said, they're not really a good side, but they were unlucky to go out against Roma in that fashion.
Yes.
Conceding 3-0 and going out. They were just unlucky, but we underrated Barcelona at the start of this season and said, well, they cannot achieve anything. But you see how Barcelona is playing. You see they are winning matches. After their last weekend win over Deportivo La Coruña 4-2,
Yes.
Messi scoring his 46th hat-trick, I doubt that Madrid has the energy and the pedigree to beat Barcelona or to even stop them. So, as you say, the worst that can happen to Barcelona is a draw, and it won't be too sad for them because they remain unbeaten.
Predictions: Barcelona, Real Madrid.
2-1
In
to
favor of-
Barcelona.
To Barcelona.
Of course.
I'd go for a 1-1 draw.
1-1 draw.
Yes.
Chelsea, Liverpool.
Chelsea, Liverpool, I guess a 1-0 win for Chelsea will be enough for them.
I go for a 3-1 win for Chelsea because Liverpool in this one, I think their energies are depleted, so advantage Chelsea.
It has been a fantastic afternoon here on the touchline. We have managed to discuss everything that has happened this week when it comes to matters football. We'd like to thank Fred Openda, a diehard Arsenal fan who was here with us today. Ronnie, a lawyer who was my co-host today, is a sports journalist here in Kenya. It has been a beautiful afternoon, but most of the matches will be following are right there. KPL round 14 is up, and also some of the matches in the relegation battle. Be sure to be tuned to that. The touchline will be coming next on Saturday, same time, same place, using the SMS line 22162, starting with the word touch is the way you can get in touch with us. I've been Roberto Soro. On behalf of the production team, I say good afternoon.